I'm sorry to have to tell you, but through all our efforts, there's nothing that we can do further.
Oh my God. Cop just told me.
What the f*** do you mean?
They cannot resuscitate him. That's what the f*** I mean.
This was the sad moment a mother realized her awful actions had led to the death of her child. And this is just one of the 4 unbelievable cases where irresponsible mothers murdered their children, starting with the cruelest mother of them all.
What? 9 months? Nothing was crying. Nothing was crying.
On January 27, 2023, several police officers from the Artesia Police Department swiftly responded to a request from the medical staff at Artesia General Hospital in New Mexico. The request was made after 19-year-old Alexi Treviso, who was accompanied by her mother to the hospital for complaints of back pain, did something both unexpected and unbelievable.
She was having back pain, so I started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was denying that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood and everywhere. She was cleaning it up. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. So the doctor started doing a vaginal exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
Okay.
So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath a clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't even tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found under
Yeah,
the
because I
trash.
wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her
Right.
to get her statement before I even did anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her,
Okay.
the 2 nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it, because Leela's like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So then Lori went in there, and then of course the baby was underneath the clean liner.
Alexi had given birth to a full-term baby in the bathroom, then concealed it in a trash can, hoping it wouldn't be discovered. When the baby was found, it was already deceased, and at that moment the officers were unable to determine whether it died during birth or if Alexi had played a role in its death. Given the seriousness of the situation, they proceeded in having a conversation with Alexi, highlighting the gravity of her actions.
Okay.
They're going to be talking to her.
Okay.
So,
Do you guys have? I'm the charge nurse here. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? 9 months? Nothing was crying. Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail? Nothing was crying.
Well, what I said is we're going to have the detectives come over here and they're going to talk to you, okay? We have to gather some more information about what's going on. They'll get your statement. They're going to get the doctor's statements. They're going to get everybody's statements, okay? So I don't know everything yet, okay? So I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you nothing, honestly, okay? All I
Look,
can say
she's
is
not going to go to jail.
right now she
No.
well right now she's being detained, so she's not going to leave from here at all. Period. Okay. So one of us will
She's
be
in your custody? Like,
Yeah, she's detained. Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is detained. Okay, she's not free to leave.
While the officer secures Alexi in her room until detectives who handle such cases arrive, as this appears to be a potential homicide, they also secure the bathroom where Alexi had committed the act, sealing it off as a crime scene to prevent any contamination. Additionally, they secure the trash can where she had disposed of the baby. Afterward, they proceeded to interrogate the hospital staff who had noticed the trash can was unusually heavy and had raised the alarm.
How did you get notified to come over here to check it out? Or
Lori called me to come clean the bathroom because it was all full of blood.
So that's what I was doing, and the last thing I was going to do was throw the trash. And when I picked up the trash, I thought it was heavy, and so I started looking in there, and on the very bottom she had it covered with some toilet paper, and that's when I called Lori and told her to come and look.
Okay. So did you look inside of it at all or anything like that?
Yeah, I looked inside of it, and there's where I seen something, on the very bottom of the toilet paper covered it up in a plastic bag.
Okay. When you looked at it, did you see that it was a baby, or what did you think? You knew already?
Alexi had gone to great lengths to conceal the baby, but with her antics in the bathroom and the doctor's awareness of her pregnancy, it was only a matter of time before someone found the baby. As the detectives had not arrived after a prolonged period, the doctors couldn't delay any further, considering Alexi's wasn't totally out of the woods yet, and there could still be complications arising from her reckless actions in the bathroom.
The first thing, though, is I need to make sure that the mother, the woman who delivered the baby, is medically stable. Right. I don't know if she's delivered a placenta. She's bleeding a lot. I just got her accepted to Loveless. Okay. So I need to get her up there as soon as possible.
She was airlifted to another hospital for treatment as she was still actively bleeding, but fortunately, she made a full recovery. On March 28th, 2023, 2 months after the hospital incident, an autopsy was conducted on the baby, revealing its death to be a homicide. On May 10th, 2023, formal charges were filed, and an arrest warrant was issued for Alexi.
Alexi.
Hey, what's going on? What are you doing? I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on.
For her arrest.
Okay.
I will give it to her whenever.
Can I see her?
She can see the warrant when she gets arrested.
This is my house. I have a right to see the warrant.
I'm letting you know she has a warrant for her arrest. We don't have a search warrant for your house. We have a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, can we see the warrant?
Yeah, once we
She gets a copy of it.
Can I go up there when you take her up there?
You can go to the detention. Do you know where it is?
Everything? Okay, so what is she under arrest for?
She's over 18. She's got to talk to her.
I understand that,
right.
Detective Gonzalez.
Right.
What is she under arrest for?
She is.
She's over the age of 18. Like, that's not, that is, we can't really put that in. Bring out your book.
What is she under arrest for? No, I'm not bringing her out here yet. Let me know what she's under arrest for. For what? For what? For what?
Are you okay with telling me?
Tell me.
Homicide. Open count of homicide. And tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence?
Yes.
At the hospital?
It was quite ironic that the mother was more worried about potential evidence tampering charges than the looming homicide charges. She continued to act tough and persistently prevented the officers from reaching her daughter. However, after a prolonged standoff, she eventually backed down, realizing she was only prolonging the inevitable.
It's nothing personal, it really isn't. And we understand, but we have to do our jobs too. Okay?
I understand that. I understand that. That's Melanie. That's Devin's mom. She's good. She's okay.
We're not going to be rough with her or anything. We're just going to take her over there and look.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Just bring her out. You can be with her the entire time.
3300 West Main Street, Public Safety Complex. If you just go through the front door, you know where we first spoke in the records?
She was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence, and the trial is currently ongoing. While it may have taken months to bring charges against Alexi, in the next case, the mother was charged immediately, as her actions were utterly evil.
Is there anything that looks suspicious going on? It looks like he's not eaten in a month.
On March 29th, 2023, a mother dialed 911 to report finding her child on the ground, cold and unresponsive.
Tell me exactly what happened. My son, since I got him from his grandmother after she threw him out, he's been doing a lot of really weird things, like drinking his own urine. He's pooped all over the house, smearing it everywhere. Sometimes he'll eat a whole bunch, sometimes he doesn't want to eat at all.
Okay, what's he doing today, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
What's happened today?
I went upstairs because I hadn't heard from him and found him unresponsive on the floor.
Is he breathing?
No.
Okay, I am sending the paramedics.
CPR,
Okay, is there a defibrillator available? If so, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
I don't have one.
Okay, I am sending the paramedics to help you now. Stand the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next. He is an adult, is that correct?
Sorry.
How old is your son?
8.
He's 8.
This mother, later identified as 37-year-old Stephanie Jones, left crucial information about her 8-year-old son who might probably be dying, instead choosing to discuss his tantrums and his grandmother's reluctance to care for him. However, as this case progresses, you'll learn just how irresponsible and deceitful Stephanie truly is. Paramedics arrived at her house only to discover a scene that was utterly heartbreaking. 8-year-old Naven Jones lying unresponsive in a skeletal and emaciated state, weighing just 30 pounds and severely malnourished. A note on Naven's door literally read, "Don't give Naven any food or drink. Do not let him out of his room. He has what he needs until I wake up." The room was filled with urine and feces, and Naven had marks on his face, body, arms, and legs. It didn't take a rocket scientist to see that this child had endured unimaginable mistreatment for a prolonged period. However, as the paramedics continued in their efforts to resuscitate him, a glimmer of hope emerged.
They're going to transport. They have a pulse. Is there anything that looks suspicious going on? He looks like he's not eaten in a month.
As the medics continued to attend to the boy, the officers at the scene began to provide insight into what had transpired, briefing the arriving detectives.
So long story short, last night 8 p.m. kid was put to bed by mom. She's been up. No one's checked on him since she called at like 2. This came at 2, whatever. She called for him, didn't hear from him. Went upstairs, didn't hear from him. Went in his room, unresponsive, cold. She puts him in the bathtub because he's cold. Maybe that'll help. And then calls us. He was last seen at 8 p.m. when he went to bed. She's been up for a while. Dad left at 6 a.m. Didn't check on him. Took the other son to work with him. She went to go check on him a little bit ago before she called. Called for him. He didn't answer.
She's been gone all day?
No, she's been here. I'm sorry. She's been here.
But he's just been in a bedroom or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
She called for him, didn't hear anything, so she went to go check on him. Went in the room. He was unresponsive. Cold to the touch. So because he was cold, she went to the bathroom. Their other son lives here as well, but Dad took the other son to work with him, and he is still at work, to my understanding. I haven't confirmed that. Jake and I had a standby with them and Dad's mom last year. Or Nate. And she went on vacation for a couple weeks. Well,
So
she
now
left
he's
the kids
here.
with them. She came back to get the kids. It was some dispute of, we've had him, you haven't been here, blah, blah, blah. Jake has a report and already documented all of that. She's trying to tell me today that Grandma wanted nothing to do with the kids, but that's not the case.
Naven's father, Brandon Walker, was far from innocent. As investigations revealed, he played a major role in the tragic circumstances Naven faced. The officer disclosed they had had an encounter with Naven's parents during a custody dispute, initiated by his grandmother, who was his legal guardian. She had complained about Naven not being returned to her the previous year when she left town to care for a sick relative, leaving him in the care of his parents. If you recall, Stephanie had claimed during the 911 call that Naven's grandmother had kicked him out. But the actual truth was that the grandmother had fought for custody, and Naven was in good condition while under her care. However, his parents refused to return him and instead subjected him to punishment, which ultimately led to this tragic outcome. As if the situation wasn't bad enough already, things got even worse when the medics came out to deliver the news everyone had all dreaded.
Ma'am, I'm sorry to have to tell you, but through all our efforts, there's nothing that we can do further.
Oh my god.
You guys have time? Just call
The cop just told me.
What the f*** do you mean?
They cannot resuscitate him. That's what the f*** I mean. I've been telling you and the DCFS that he needed to be seen. That his behavior
The most heartbreaking aspect of this ordeal was that Navin's grandmother had reported the issue to the DCF a month prior to the incident, and despite seeing him clearly malnourished, they chose not to intervene, stating that his health was not critical. Both Brandon and Stephanie were arrested, with Stephanie pleading guilty to 1 count of first-degree murder in hopes of receiving a lighter sentence. She also testified against her husband, Brandon, who was convicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Who do you believe was at fault in this case? The DCF for failing to remove the child, or the grandmother for not pursuing Navin's custody more aggressively? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications also. The next case transports us to the United Kingdom, where a mother thought she could lie her way out of facing prison time for her evil actions. On November 5th, 2023, 30-year-old Christina Robinson called emergency services to report a tragic incident involving her son.
He's only 3 years old.
He's only 3, yeah.
He's not breathing at all.
He's not breathing. He was eating and then his eyes just went all weird and then...
Okay.
And then he just stopped. I've been doing CPR for about 5 minutes.
She appeared remarkably calm during the phone call, not exhibiting the concern typical of a mother reporting her child's possible demise. While the medics transported the child to the hospital, she remained behind, allowing the police to question her. Another red flag, as most mothers wouldn't leave their child alone in such circumstances.
Hello. What's your name, sorry?
Christina.
Christina, do you want to tell me what's happened?
Yeah, so we were just downstairs, he was eating his food, and then all of a sudden, sort of spluttering sounds, and then he just sort of went limp. Right. And I didn't know what was going on, I just thought he was messing around because he doesn't chew his food very well.
Right.
So I didn't really notice straight away. And then when I saw that he went a bit limp, that's when I thought, okay, let me rush him upstairs and then try CPR. Called his dad's and then he advised me to call off, so I've been working on him maybe 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
So you called Dad first and then ambulance, right? And you'd done CPR before you called Dad?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I started it straight away.
Okay, how long do you think he was struggling with his food for?
Oh gosh, to be honest, I don't even know, maybe a few seconds, 10 seconds or something.
And were you with them all of the time?
Yeah, I was with both of them.
Right.
Yeah, we were both down there eating. And
did you tell ambulance you think it potentially was food or?
Yeah, I did tell them. Yeah.
Okay.
Her narrative seemed carefully thought out, but it all came crashing down when her 3-year-old son tragically passed away, and an autopsy was conducted. Armed with enough evidence from the autopsy, the police officer summoned her for questioning.
Okay, when we arrested on suspicion of neglect, okay, of your son with regard to birds, alright? You don't have to say anything, but may harm no defence, but do not mention when arrested pursuant to your later line report. Anything you do say may be given as evidence. Okay?
She was read her Miranda rights as officers informed her of their awareness regarding her neglect. Evidence of severe burns from hot water and numerous marks on her son's body supported their suspicions, and the discovery of her affiliation with a religious extremist group advocating harsh punishment for children further solidified the whole case.
So one arm was behind his shoulder and one other arm I grabbed him between his legs. Put his legs together. So it was a secure way. There was something on the floor. I'm not sure what, but I tripped over something and I was dropping. But I think if I didn't have him in that grip, I would have dropped him. So.
Whatever story she was selling, the police were not buying it. She was charged and found guilty of murder along with 4 child cruelty charges, with sentencing scheduled for May 2024. While Christina's actions may have been influenced by her religious beliefs, the woman in this next case had no justification whatsoever for the gruesome manner in which she murdered her daughter.
So you haven't used meth since yesterday then?
Right.
On October 16th, 2023, Ohio State Highway Patrol officers quickly responded to a call on Pike County Road where the caller had reported a woman who had crashed her car into a pole with 2 young children in the vehicle.
She's out of it. She don't know if she's in the pool or not. She was not breathing. She wrecked. She went airborne. I seen her.
Who else was in the car?
She was.
Okay.
The baby that's in the back, lifeless.
Okay.
I don't even know where your kids are. You're going to jail. I'm not going to jail. You're going to jail because you don't know if you're in this earth or not, Chastity. Come here. Come on, baby. No, that baby. You leave her. Oh my gosh, she's really breathing.
Let's take a seat.
She's not breathing. What? Oh no, baby. Let me go to you,
Let's go take a seat, okay?
Please let me go to you, my baby. Can I go see her? Can we go to my baby?
Let me have that.
Here.
Not right now.
The unimaginable had happened. One of the children was ejected through the window during the crash, as she was not wearing a seatbelt and died instantly. Although the mother was devastated, the police officer managed to calm her for questioning. However, as he began questioning her, it quickly became apparent just how irresponsible and unfit of a mother this woman was.
So where were you coming from today then, right now, before the crash?
Where do you come from?
When you were driving on the road, where did you leave from?
The house.
You left your house?
Yeah.
Where were you going?
To Christie's and I'm going to the store.
Christie's and then the store?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What happened with the crash? Do you remember it at all?
I turned my head and looked at the girls to talk to them. They were fighting and I just turned my head.
Okay.
She claimed the accident occurred because she momentarily lost focus, but her overall demeanor and appearance, resembling that of a junkie, suggested otherwise. Furthermore, her failure to ensure her children were wearing seatbelts indicated possible impairment. As the officer directed the conversation in that direction, the response he received came as no surprise.
How do you ingest your pills and your meth when you take them? Do you snort them?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you explain having zero nasal hair in your nose there?
That was from years ago, probably.
Years ago?
Yeah.
Did you used to snort Xanax or something?
Yeah, I did Xanax.
Okay. How long ago has it been since you done that?
About 5 days when they did that last.
5 days since you did that last?
Four.
Okay. All right.
Because I smoked after he passed away.
Okay. Have you smoked any marijuana or anything like that today?
I don't smoke marijuana.
Okay. All right. So you haven't used meth since yesterday then?
Right. Right. I took my sleeping pill last night.
Took your sleeping pill last night?
Yes, I take it every night. Every night.
All right. Well, I'm going to run you through a few field sobriety tests here.
Okay.
This woman's condition would emanate pity from anyone, as she is clearly in need of help, but her actions were inexcusable as it resulted in the loss of her child's life. The officer conducted a field sobriety test, during which she performed well on some tasks but struggled with others. However, it was clear from the outset that she was under the influence, rendering the field sobriety test merely a formality.
I'm squirting from the way. My balance is not great.
Okay, you can relax.
And I'm shook up
All
on
right.
top of it. My kid, that's all I care about. She's all right.
Is there any chance you're pregnant right now?
No.
Not pregnant at all? Okay.
Actually, that time right now, month.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah.
All right, turn around for me. Do you have any shoulder injuries? Not that you know of? What's going on?
Mama can hit the window. My kids dog. Dog getting hurt.
Actually, face me this way. Listen, right now you're under arrest for OVI, okay?
This woman, later identified as 43-year-old Chastity Bliss, was arrested and charged with aggravated vehicular manslaughter and child endangerment. Do you believe Chastity should receive the help she so desperately needs, or should she be incarcerated for her disgraceful actions? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, YouTube thinks you will like these videos even more.